श्रीमद एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, इस्कॉन संस्थापकाचार्य बीबीटी संस्थापकाचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, ब्रजभूमि शिव वृंदावन धाम की, नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा मैया की, जमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी देवी की, कलयुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, हनुमान जयंती की, गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga.
हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय सीताराम जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान सीताराम जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल जय मुष्टपाद परमचार्य श्रीमद ऐसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रवचकाचार्य श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, entitled Vidura's Talks with Maitreya. Text number 20. मांडव्य शापद भगवान मांडव्य शापद भगवान प्रजा संयमनो यमा प्रजा संयमनो यमः भ्रातु क्षेत्रे भुजिष्यायाम भ्रातृक्षेत्रे भुजिष्यायाम जातः सत्यवती सुतात जातः सत्यवती सुतात मांडव्य शापात् भगवान प्रजा संयमनो यमः Bratru Kshetre Bhujisyayam Jata Satyavati Sutat Mandavya Shapad Bhagavan Samya Mano Yamaha Matru Kshetre Bhujisyayam Yata Satyavati Sita. Vaishnavis, Mandavya Shapad Bhagavan Samya Yamaha Matru Kshetre Bhujisyayam Yata Satyavati Sita. Mandavya, the great Rishi Mandavya Muni, Shapat by his curse, Bhagavan, the greatly powerful, Praja, one who is born, Samyamanaha, controller of death, Yamaha, known as Yamaraj, Bratuhu, of the brother, Kshetre, in the wife, Bhujishyayam, kept, Jataha, born, Satyavati, Satyavati, the mother of both Vichitravirya and Vyasdev. Sutat, by the son Vyasdev. Translation. I know that you are now Vidura due to the cursing of Mandavya Muni, and that formerly you were King Yamaraj, the great controller of the living entities after death. You were begotten by the son of Satyavati, Vyasdev, in the kept wife of his brother. Mandavya Muni was a great sage, and Vidura was formerly the controller Yamaraj, who takes charge of the living entities after death. Birth, maintenance, and death are three conditional states of the living entities who are within the material world. As the appointed controller after death, Yamaraj once tried Mandavya Muni for his childhood profligacy and ordered him to be pierced with a lance. Mandavya, being angry at Yamaraj for awarding him undue punishment, cursed him to become a Shudra, member of the less intelligent laborer class. Thus, Yamaraj took birth in the womb of the kept wife of Vichitravirya from the semen of Vichitravirya's brother Vyasdev. Vyasdev is the son of Satyavati by the great king Shantanu, father of Bhishma Dev. This mysterious history of Vidura was known to Maitreya Muni because he happened to be a contemporary friend of Vyasadev's. In spite of Vidura's birth from the womb of a kept wife, because he had otherwise high parentage and great connection, he inherited the greatest talent of becoming a great devotee of the Lord. To take birth in such a great family is understood to be an advantage for attaining devotional life. Vidura was given this chance due to his previous greatness. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutaha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Shute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Would like to welcome all of you all to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. The fact that I'm sitting here today is quite a surprise because in this month itself, my class got rescheduled 3 times. My class was originally supposed to be on 5th of April, which was Ram Navami day, one day before Ram Navami. And somehow I was traveling that day, and then I shifted it to 19th of April. And somehow I began to travel on 19th of April also. So we shifted it to 12th of April. And after the shiftings happened 3 times, I realized 12th of April is Hanuman Jayanti. And then I realized that, probably Hanumanji wants me to speak on this day. So it kind of moved in all directions and finally I landed up over here. So that being the case, I thought I'll speak on Hanumanji only and glorify Hanumanji sufficiently. Hanumanji is one of the greatest of devotees of the Lord. And today we will spend some time on meditating on some pastimes of Hanumanji, but we will try to meditate in such a way that it reveals to us some deeper insights into the personality of Hanumanji and also the qualities that we can learn from this wonderful personality. So what I will do is that I will speak stories one after another, and with each story, I'll try to go into a deep meditation on one of the aspects of Hanumanji so that we can learn from him and we can apply those qualities in our own journey. So during the Ramayana war, there was one particular episode where Lakshman had fallen unconscious and Hanumanji was asked to go and get some herbs. So while Hanumanji was on the way towards Dronachal mountains to get some herbs, he was a little lost and he didn't know exactly where that mountain was. And while he was flying towards the Dronachal Parvat, on the way he saw a saint staying in a house, in a small hut. Now obviously, when you are traveling somewhere and you happen to see a saint, you will stop and offer obeisances, you will at least offer respects, isn't it? So Hanumanji, he thought it is apt that he stops and takes blessings of the saint and also asks him direction. And also Hanumanji was feeling thirsty. So the way Hanuman functions is that whenever he fights or whenever he does any service, he continues to serve unlimitedly. He forgets his eating, forgets drinking, forgets everything. And then when he gets an opportunity in between services, then he drinks like, crazy amounts of quantities, So like that, he replenishes himself. So he thought it might be a good opportunity for me to stop and drink also. So Hanumanji, when he stops over there and he goes to the saint was actually not a saint, he was a demon named Kalanemi who was sent by Ravan to distract Hanuman so that he doesn't get the herbs and also, if possible, destroy him. So this Kalanemi disguised himself as a saint and he was standing over there. And of course, when Hanuman went to Kalanemi, he asked him, is there any source of water over here? And Kalanemi gave him a kamandalu of water. Hanuman told him, my thirst is very big. This kamandalu is not going to be useful for me. Is there any big source of water, basically, which is really big? And then Kalanemi sends him to a pond. If Hanuman was satisfied with little water, he would have been under the trap of Kalanemi. But because Hanuman had so much thirst, he was never going to be satisfied by little water. So all of us, we have to decide for ourselves whether our thirst is small, our thirst is big. So if your thirst is small, you get trapped very easily in small things. But Hanuman's thirst is big. What is the meaning of having big thirst? Having big thirst means having thirst for something much, much bigger than material things. So that pond of water describes what Hanumanji's level of thirst is. So some people have small thirst, small desires, and therefore they get trapped by small saints, fake saints, who promise them miracles. Some are thirsty for money, somebody is thirsty for having children, somebody is thirsty for having some name, somebody is thirsty for having some fame. So if you have all such small thirsts, the kamandalu is enough to quench your thirst. Such fake saints are enough to quench your thirst. But for people like Hanumanji who have such massive thirst, the kamandalu is never going to be enough. And therefore, Hanumanji quenches his thirst with bhakti. So that pond represents devotion, which is unlimited amount of water. So when Hanumanji went to that particular pond, there was a crocodile that came to attack Hanumanji. So Hanumanji was drinking water, and while Hanuman was drinking water, this crocodile attacked him. This crocodile also was organized by this saint only, by this Kalanemi only, to attack Hanumanji. Hanuman continued drinking water and he fought with the crocodile with one hand. And by the time he finished drinking water, he killed the crocodile also. And from this crocodile's body came out this very effulgent personality, and who told him that actually, thank you for liberating me. I've been trapped in this crocodile's body because of a curse. And I want to tell you that that person who is a saint is actually not a saint. He's a demon named Kalanemi and is waiting to kill you. So, while then Hanumanji goes back to him, and so this saint, this Kalanemi, he tells Hanumanji that since you have come over here, I will tell you who you are. And I will also tell you what is going to happen in the war that you are part of. He acts as if he knows everything. And he tells Hanumanji, you are in a war against Ravan with Lord Ram. I can predict that Ram will win and Ravan will lose. And if you want, I can give you blessings. Hanuman, he starts thinking, is this person really a saint or not a saint? Apparently, he is doing Ram Katha only. He is talking about glories of Ram only. He is appreciating Ram only. And he is saying Ram will win only. But in the middle of all that, he is also saying, I will give you blessings and I will empower you so that you win the war. So technically, he is doing Ram Katha, but actually he is doing his own Katha. He is talking about his own greatness. I can bless you that you win the war. I can bless you so that you can defeat the demons. So a saint is someone who doesn't talk about his greatness while talking Ram Katha. So usually what happens is, this is a very subtle point. Many times you hear speakers speak Ram Katha or Krishna Katha, but in the middle of the Ram Katha and Krishna Katha, the speaker is speaking about his own greatness only. Somewhere in between, Very subtly, the speaker starts deviating from Ram Katha and Krishna Katha, and it becomes about him. Hanumanji immediately detected it. He said, this person cannot be a saint. Because a saint will never, in the middle of Ram Katha and Krishna Katha, he'll never start talking about his own glories, his own greatness. And Hanumanji immediately dealt with the saint and gave him one big punch and killed him then and there. So the question is, how can we decide who is good and who is bad? Someone we think is good, but actually may be bad. And someone we think is bad may actually be good. The Ramayana gives us a very interesting way of looking at it. And the way to look at it is through this particular story, we understand the difference between a saintly person and a not so saintly person. Every month has two phases. There is something called Krishna Paksha, and then there is something called Shukla Paksha. Every month goes through these two phases. Krishna Paksha means the dark phase, and Shukla Paksha means light phase. So Krishna Paksha means from a full moon, it is going towards no moon. And Shukla Paksha means from no moon, it is going towards full moon. Apparently, if you look at it, does Krishna Paksha have more darkness and Shukla Paksha have more light? The answer is both have same amount of darkness and same amount of light, right? But what is the difference between Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha? The difference between Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha is that in Krishna Paksha, it is going from light to darkness. And from Shukla Paksha, it's going from darkness to light. So this is the only thing that we really need to look at. So which means in our lives, what are we going towards? Are we going from darkness towards light, or are we going from light towards darkness? If you are going from darkness towards light, that means you are a saint. But if your life is going from light towards darkness, then you are not a saint. So Kalanemi over here, he apparently seemed to be dressed as a saint, but he is actually going towards darkness. And when Hanumanji returns back to Ayodhya, towards Lanka, on the way back, as he was traveling back towards Lanka, he passes over Nandigram, where Bharat was there. And Hanumanji was carrying this huge mountain along with him. And when Bharat saw there was someone carrying a huge mountain along, he didn't know who it was. He shot an arrow and pulled Hanuman down. And Bharat, he did not want the mountain to fall on Ayodhya. So he pulled Hanumanji down using a particular arrow. So Hanumanji, he was carrying these herbs that was to revive Lakshman. But interestingly, he himself falls unconscious over there by the arrow of Bharat. So Bharat revives Hanumanji, and at that point, when Bharat revives Hanuman and Hanuman sees Bharat, he immediately gets shocked because Bharat looks very much like Ram. And he is surprised to see Ram, in some other place. He asks him, how did you reach over here? And then he realizes that this is actually Bharat, it is not Ram. So Hanuman, he starts telling to Bharat about the situation in Lanka and how how Lakshman has fallen unconscious and he was carrying this mountain to go and save Lakshman. So while Hanuman tells this to Bharat, Bharat tells Hanuman, my dear Hanuman, before you go ahead, please go and talk to the mother of Lakshman, because Sumitra, I don't want to give her the bad news, because I have already been the harbinger of a lot of bad news in Ayodhya. I don't want to give this one more bad news to Sumitra. So you only go and tell Sumitra before you go ahead. So Hanumanji goes to Sumitra and tells her that Lakshman has fallen unconscious in the battle. And Sumitra, without asking about the welfare of Lakshman, immediately she tells Hanumanji, take my second son with you. Take Shatrughna with you. Seva to Ram should not stop. If one son of mine is unconscious or is dead, it's fine. But my second son can go and assist Lord Ram. Service to Ram should not stop. And that's when Hanumanji understood the greatness of these personalities. Hanumanji, he understood that one person, so he just met a demon who was disguised as a saint and is trying to show that he is a saint, but he actually is a demon. And here we saw, Hanumanji apparently was brought down by Bharat. And then initially Hanuman was very upset and angry that he was brought down by Bharat. But when he saw the family of Lord Ram and the mood and the consciousness of the personalities in Ayodhya, he realized these people, they live a life of sacrifice. And Hanumanji became very inspired and very enthusiastic to serve and to sacrifice all his life. When Sumitra said like that, take my second son Shatrughna with you, Mother Kaushalya spoke to Hanumanji. And she said, no, Ram Naam sounds good only when taken along with Lakshman. So you go and don't come back till Lakshman also comes back. So basically tell Ram that if he should come back to Ayodhya, he should not come back alone. He should come back with Lakshman only. Because Ram Lakshman sounds good. Without Lakshman, Ram Naam doesn't sound good. And that's when Hanumanji understood the greatness of all these personalities in Ayodhya. When Hanumanji was in Lanka, much before the war, it is explained, much after the war, when Vibhishan was crowned as the king of Lanka, Lord Ram requested Hanumanji to go and share the good news with Mother Sita, who was held in captivity in Ashok Vatika. So at that point, Hanumanji reached Ashok Vatika with great enthusiasm, and he came to deliver the good news to Mother Sita. And Sita was so happy to see Hanumanji after a 1 month period. So 1 month before he had come to Lanka and met her, and 1 month later, the war was won already. And Sita was very happy to see Hanumanji. And Hanuman shared the entire news of the war. And finally, he ended the news by talking about the death of Ravan and the victory of Ram. And at that point, Sita was so happy that Ram had won and Ravan was dead. It had been 11 months that Sita was separated from Lord Ram. And she was so happy with Hanumanji that she wanted to reward him something immediately. But she had nothing. She had practically nothing over there with her. So she decided to give him her blessings, her heartfelt blessings. So at that point, Sita, she gave Hanumanji several blessings. Of the many things that she gave Hanumanji, the one thing she told Hanumanji, the day on which you have given me these news, that is the day on which you will be worshipped in this world. And interestingly, today is Saturday also. Today is Hanumanji's day, when Hanumanji is blessed by Mother Sita, and with the blessings of Mother Sita, Hanumanji is able to do so much. Along with this, she gives Hanumanji 5 blessings. So she blesses Hanumanji with complete strength, calmness, eternity, immortality, and virtues. So while Sita was offering these 5 boons to Hanumanji, Hanumanji remained silent. He was very, very quiet. But after that, so Sita saw Hanumanji, he was not reacting. Then she added a 6th boon. And the moment she added this 6th boon, Hanumanji spoke. So Sita was very surprised that the first 5 boons she added, Hanuman had not spoken at all. And the moment she added the 6th boon, Hanuman spoke. So Sita asked him, why did you not speak when I gave the first 5 boons? And then you spoke when I gave the 6th boon. Hanumanji told her, then my dear mother, the first 5 boons that you gave me were like the 5 elements of creation coming together. When the 5 elements of creation come together, that is the process of taking rebirth. But the 6th boon that you gave me, that added life to my body. I got life and then I could speak, basically. And what was the 6th boon that Sita gave him, which made Hanuman feel alive? The 6th boon that Sita gave him was that the person that you are trying to love will love you. Whom is Hanuman trying to love? He is trying to love Lord Ram. And so here Sita is saying, the person whom you are trying to love will love you. See, when we try to put an effort to love the Supreme Lord, from our side it is an effort. But when the Lord decides to love us, we don't have to put any effort, isn't it? Look at the boon that Hanumanji got. Sita blessed him that now you don't have to put effort to win Ram's heart. Ram will love you automatically. And that's when Hanuman felt alive and he spoke up. And the moment Hanuman felt alive and he spoke up, the next thing Hanumanji asked Sita, he said, I am feeling hungry now. Can I eat some fruits? So the way in which creation happens is first the 5 elements come together and the body is created, you take birth. And then after you take birth, life enters into you in the form of the 6th boon. And once you are alive, then suddenly you start feeling hungry, So Hanumanji told her, can I eat some fruits over here? And Mother Sita, she decided to feed him. She offered Hanuman fruits to satisfy the hunger of Hanuman. And now these fruits that Sita is offering Hanumanji, they are not physical fruits that she's just offering Hanuman. Those are the fruits of bhakti that actually satisfy the heart. External, the physical things don't satisfy the heart so much. But when Bhakti Devi herself is giving you fruits, that is something that really satisfies the hearts. And that is the way in which we should also understand our own lives, basically. So when the human form of life is like a boat in which we can cross over the ocean of birth and death. But we need many things for us to be able to perfect our life. We need sadhana. We need the Guru's blessings. We need the human form of life. The combination of these 3 things, human life, Guru's blessings and sadhana, when put together, that is when you can complete your journey and that is when you can perfect your life. So all of us, we are very much like Hanumanji. We are trying to take birth. And for us to actually take birth and actually feel the experience of complete devotion, we need the same sequence as Hanumanji went through. So when Hanumanji was born, his mother named him as Sundar. That is the original name of Hanuman when he was born. But so from an external point of view, Hanuman, so Vanaras are not exactly Sundar. They are not exactly beautiful to look at. But Anjana, for Anjana, she wanted her child to be internally beautiful. And so external beauty, over a period of time, it wanes away. But internal beauty does not wane away with time. In fact, it can grow with time, basically. So Hanumanji, his body is effulgent. There are many reasons why the body of Hanumanji is very effulgent. Now we obviously understand that when you look at the Supreme Lord and his body, it is Tejamayi, right? The Supreme Lord is the origin of Brahma Jyoti. So all the effulgence comes out of the Supreme Lord. But if you have ever seen pictures of Hanumanji or you've seen photographs of Hanumanji, many times Hanumanji is portrayed to be very Tejamayi. He is very effulgent. How come Hanumanji is also effulgent, just like the Supreme Lord is effulgent? though Hanumanji is a devotee of the Lord. So there are several reasons why Hanumanji's body is considered to be so effulgent. One of the reasons, or rather the external reason why Hanumanji's body is considered to be effulgent is because during his childhood, when he was small, he had swallowed the sun. He had swallowed Surya. And the sunshine had a great influence on Hanumanji's body. And Hanumanji's body from that point had a golden tinge, and which is very much like the sun's glow. But the actual effulgence of Hanumanji's body, the Acharyas explain, is coming for a very different reason, coming due to a very different reason, which is more devotional and which is more beautiful. Lord Ram, when Hanumanji was going to search for Mother Sita, he handed over Hanumanji the ring. And he wanted Hanumanji to give that ring to Mother Sita to show that he is the messenger of Lord Ram. And that ring is a very special ring. Because that ring actually is not Ram's ring. It is originally Sita's ring. If you all understand the story, it is explained when they were traveling from Ayodhya. Obviously, Ram had to give up all the jewelry, right? He didn't wear any jewelry. How is it possible that Ram wears a ring? And where did Ram get that ring from? It is explained that when Ram left from Ayodhya, he had no jewelry on his body, not even this ring. But Sita was allowed to wear jewelry. Dasharath Maharaj permitted Sita to wear jewelry and wear regular clothes. She didn't have to wear Valkal Vastra. So Sita was wearing jewelry and wearing regular clothes. But when they reached the place of Guha, and they asked this Guha's boatman to cross them across the ocean, across the river Ganga. After crossing the river, Lord Ram wanted to offer something to that boatman for the service that he did. And that time Mother Sita removed her ring and gave it to Lord Ram. And that ring, which was worn by Mother Sita, had the name Ram written on it. There were 3 diamonds on that ring. There was one big diamond where the word Ra was written. And there were 2 small diamonds where the word Ma was written. So Rama was written on that ring. Ram Nam was written on that ring. Now obviously, Ram is not going to wear a ring with his own name written on it. Unlike people of today, they wear their own names on jewelry. But Ram is humble. He would never wear something that has his own name written on it. So it belongs to Sita. But on that particular day, Sita gave that ring to Ram to give it to this boatman. And Ram gave it to the boatman, but the boatman did not accept. He told Lord Ram that we both are in the same profession. People of the same profession don't take money from each other. You are also a boatman, I am also a boatman. When I need your help, at the time of death, when I am crossing the ocean of birth and death, that time you help me cross, and that will be the repayment of this, money that you owe me. And Lord Ram, he didn't give that ring to the boatman. And instead of giving the ring back to Sita, Ram wore the ring that day. And Sita was always wondering, why did Ram not give the ring back to me? Logically, he should have given her the ring back. But Ram knew that this ring will be useful later. And many years later, that same ring, Ram gave it to Hanumanji. And that ring had Ram Nam written on it. So while Hanuman was traveling towards Lanka, he was thinking, where should I keep this ring? What is the safe place for me to keep something so valuable? And as Hanuman was thinking, what is the secure place to keep the ring? He originally thought that he should keep the ring in his cloth, tied in his dhoti. But then he thought, it may not be the safest place to be, because what if the ring falls off? And then he thought of putting the ring on his janayu, on his sacred thread. But then he thought, during a fight, it might happen that the janayu snaps and the ring falls off. So he was thinking, what is the safest place to keep the ring so that, when he's in all action, it doesn't get lost. And then suddenly he got the answer. When he remembered the name of Ram written on that ring. And then he realized, the best place and the only place where Ram Nam should be kept is in the mouth. And Hanumanji kept the ring in his mouth throughout the whole journey. And the moment Ram's ring went into the mouth of Hanumanji, the entire being of Hanumanji became effulgent. And that effulgence that comes from Hanumanji's body is because of Ram Nam being in his mouth. In anybody's heart, in whose heart Krishna is present, that person becomes Tejamani. If you understand the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, when Devaki was having Krishna in her womb, her entire body became effulgent, right? And that effulgence is because of the presence of the Lord within you. So when Hanumanji had Ram Nam in his mouth, he became so effulgent. And that's the beauty of this whole, Hanumanji's, persona. For us to be able to radiate light, what is the meaning of radiate light? For us to be able to give Krishna to others, we have to have Krishna in our own hearts. If we don't have Ram in our hearts, if we don't have Krishna in our hearts, we can't give Krishna to others. For us to be able to have Ram and Krishna in our hearts, we begin by keeping Krishna's name and Ram's name in our mouth all the time. As much as we can keep Krishna's name and Ram's name in our mouth all the time, that much we will have the presence of the Lord in our hearts. And when we have the presence of the Lord in our hearts, it is visible to people in the form of what we see as effulgence, what we see in the form of, very bright faces, very happy faces like that. Hanumanji, he, at one point, he was searching for Sita in Lanka. And as Hanuman was searching for Sita in Lanka, he was practically entering every room, every house, every single corner of Lanka, trying to search for Sita. And it is explained that as Hanuman kept traveling from place to place, he finally entered the palace of Ravan. And in the palace of Ravan, he started traveling around and he saw so many women in the palace of Ravan. And most of these women were in a complete state of drunkenness. And they were half clothed, they were in all kinds of situations. And Hanumanji had to inspect each and every one of them to find out if Sita is there. And as Hanuman kept looking, and he kept looking at different people, he couldn't find Sita anywhere. And suddenly, at one point, he saw Mandodari. And she was sleeping on a bed, completely exhausted. And when Hanumanji saw Mandodari, instantly, for a moment, he felt this is Sita. Mandodari is actually a form of Parvati only. She is like almost exactly equivalent to Parvati in looks. And Hanumanji was so excited that he found Sita, he began to dance. It is explained that when monkeys get excited, one of the things that they do is they kiss their own tail. So Hanumanji began to kiss his own tail and he began to twirl around and dance. And after a few seconds, he suddenly stopped. And he started thinking, this cannot be Sita. Because if it is Sita, why and how will she be in the bedroom of Ravan, and that too sleeping on a bed, and that too so well decorated? In the absence of Ram, Sita will never allow herself to be so well decorated. And she will never be able to sleep so peacefully. Hanumanji realized, this cannot be Sita. And then Hanumanji continued searching. And as he continued searching, at some point, Hanumanji started thinking, what am I doing? By this time, Hanumanji had seen over 12,000 women. And Hanumanji was thinking, I am supposed to be a brahmachari. What am I doing? Seeing so many women. Am I doing the right thing? Is this what I should be doing? Hanumanji was like really confused and totally bewildered. And when he was so confused, he began to chant the names of Lord Ram. And as he began to chant the name of Lord Ram, his disturbed mind began to calm down. And as the chanting of Ram Nam began to permeate his whole being, he became calm and he started getting clarity. He started thinking, I have come here with the intention of only finding Sita. I have no other intention in this search except finding Sita. If I have to find Sita, who is a woman, I have to search for her among women only. I can't go and search for her in the forest among animals. I have to search for her among women in Ravan's palace and in Ravan's kingdom. And as soon as Hanuman realized that his mindset and his purity was not at all, shaken, or he was not at all having the wrong intentions. Hanumanji got the clarity, and he became very calm. So it is explained that all of us in our own lives, at different points in our life, we have to start asking ourselves the same question: what is my intention? What intentions am I clothed with? So Hanumanji, if you study the various sections, various scriptures, you will find the clothes of Hanumanji being mentioned. But the clothes of Hanumanji are not exactly clothes which are physical in nature. The most important cloth that Hanumanji wears is a cloth of good intentions. And because Hanumanji's intentions are so pure and so clean, his clothes are considered to be very clean. And when Hanumanji reached Ashok Vatika eventually, and then in Ashok Vatika, he began to search. So actually when he got out of the palace, he was very confused where to go next, because he had searched everywhere all over Lanka and he couldn't find Sita anywhere. After searching so much, Hanuman was exhausted after searching, and he sat down there and he started thinking, what have I done wrong? And then he realized that when he left from the other side of the ocean, he left chanting the name of Ram with great enthusiasm. But when he landed in Lanka, he completely forgot to take shelter of Ram, and he began to search for Sita with his own efforts. And after searching for Sita with his own efforts, at some point he realized, my efforts are not helping. And when he got that realization, my efforts are not enough, he sat down and offered a prayer. He offered a very beautiful prayer, sitting down there, chanting the name of Ram, chanting the name of Lakshman, taking shelter of the name of Mother Sita, taking shelter of the names of the various gods. And then when he opened his eyes, he saw Ashok Vatika in front of him. It's not that Ashok Vatika was not there. Ashok Vatika was there only. But Hanuman didn't see it. Many times the answers to all our problems are right in front of us. But many times we can't see it. The only thing we need to do is stop putting our own effort only and simply sit down for a few minutes and offer a small prayer. And the moment you offer a small prayer, you actually see something that you have not seen so far. Many times, many writers go through what is called as a writing block, and they don't get ideas only. Now I have many friends who are writers who tell me this. I just don't know what to do when you get a writing block. Fortunately for devotees, there is a very simple and a very easy way to deal with all these blocks. And that easy way is called prayer. Sit down and offer a small prayer. And suddenly you get an idea that you have never got before in your life. And that's when you realize, this idea cannot be mine. This thought cannot be mine. This thought has to be the Supreme Lord's thoughts. The moment Hanuman offered that prayer, he opened his eyes, he saw Ashok Vatika right in front of him. And Hanumanji ran into Ashok Vatika. And as he ran into Ashok Vatika, there, sitting under a tree, he saw this beautiful form of Mother Sita. When Hanumanji saw this beautiful form of Mother Sita, the moment he saw her, he folded his hands and he offered his respects to Mother Sita. When Hanumanji saw Mandodari, he was dancing like a monkey. But when he saw Mother Sita, he became sober and started offering respects. Maya excites you. Maya agitates you. Maya makes you mad. But bhakti sobers you. Yoga Maya makes you prayerful and makes you very calm and sober. And this is the difference between the way Hanumanji reacted when he saw Mandodari and the way he reacted when he saw Mother Sita actually. It is explained that when Hanumanji met Lord Ram for the first time, he met Ram at the point where Sugriva was in great distress and he was in great anxiety. And at that point, Lord Ram walks into the life of Sugriva and Hanumanji. So the moment the moment Sugriva sees Ram and Lakshman, he starts panicking. He gets very disturbed. He starts thinking that these two people have been sent by Vali to kill me. Hanumanji tries to convince him, no, don't worry. They don't seem to be adharmic people. They don't seem to be violent people. They don't seem to be people who will use the weapons for the wrong purpose. But Sugriva was not getting convinced. So Sugriva told Hanumanji, go down and find out for yourself who they really are. So Hanumanji comes down in the form of a sannyasi, and obviously in that short conversation, Hanuman understood this cannot be anybody else except the Supreme Lord. Hanuman was completely convinced. In fact, when Hanumanji went in front of Lord Ram, he disguised himself as a beggar, but when he saw Lord Ram and interacted with him for a few seconds, the disguise, he could not hold it. It is explained that when people change their disguises, the disguise can be held as long as your mind is stable. So there are certain times when your mind is unstable, The moment your mind becomes unstable, your disguise goes away. So Hanumanji, when he saw Lord Ram, his entire body, every bone in his body started to melt. How can he be stable? When he is experiencing symptoms of ecstasy, how can he be stable? And therefore, he couldn't hold the disguise. He came in his original Vanar Roop in front of Lord Ram and completely surrendered to Lord Ram, offered obeisances. And then Hanumanji shared the situation of Sugriva at that point in time. And Hanumanji tells Lord Ram, my dear Lord, please allow me to carry the two of y'all to Sugriva, who is on top of the Rishimukha mountain. Lord Ram, he asks Hanumanji at that point in time, ideally, Sugriva should be coming to me. But you are telling me that I should go to Sugriva. Hanumanji tells him, my dear Lord, when a patient is sick, he goes to the doctor. But when a patient is very, very sick, the doctor goes to him. Right now, Sugriva is very sick. He is in no condition to come to you. You only have to go to him. And Hanumanji carried Ram and Lakshman along on his shoulders and took them both to meet Sugriva. And Sugriva at that point in time, he immediately starts conveying all his problems. The moment he meets Ram, he instantly starts telling Ram all his problems. Lakshman asks Lord Ram, why did you choose Sugriva to be the person that is going to help you find Sita? He is right now, he's not exactly having a kingdom also. He doesn't have people with him. How will he help you find Sita? Lord Ram tells him there are two qualifications of Sugriva, because of which he can find Sita. The first qualification of Sugriva is that he is not proud. A person who is not proud admits his weaknesses easily. Only when someone admits his weaknesses can you help him. Now, if you go to a doctor and the doctor asks you, how are you? And you say, I'm fine. Everything is all right. I'm wonderful. The doctor will ask you, why did you come to me? If you go to a doctor, you have to tell some problem, isn't it? Otherwise, don't go to the doctor only. See, if a person who is spiritualist goes to God and tells him, I'm fine, I have no weakness, I have no problems only, God can't help you. Only when you admit that I have a problem, I have a weakness, can someone help you. So when you go in front of the spiritual master and God, we can't show ourselves to be proud. We have to admit that we are weak. So that is the first qualification of Sugriva. He admitted, I have a problem. He admitted, I'm weak. And because he admits I'm weak, he also knows how to run fast. So Vali represents pride. And Sugriva is a person who represents a devotee. Vali is running after Sugriva. Similarly, pride is running after a devotee. But a good devotee is someone who knows to run very fast. Sugriva may not be strong, but he at least has one good quality, he runs very fast. So all of us, if we can learn one thing from Sugriva, we have to learn how to run very fast so that pride doesn't catch us. So Vali, who is trying to catch us constantly, we should run away from Vali. So Ram said, this is the first qualification of Sugriva. He is not proud, he knows how to run away from pride, and he knows how to admit his weaknesses. And the second qualification of Sugriva is that he is someone that is very good in research. Sugriva ran all over the world, and then he found out a place where Vali cannot go, which is the Rishimukha mountain. Sugriva is very good in research. He found out exactly what is the one place that Vali cannot enter, and he's staying over there. We need somebody who is very good at research to find Sita. These are two qualifications. And the third most important thing that Ram found, which is there in Sugriva, which we all need to learn and aspire from, is that Sugriva was recommended by Hanumanji. Hanuman recommended him to Lord Ram. All of us need one devotee who can recommend us to the Lord. By our own qualification, very little chance is there the Lord will give us mercy. The Lord will consider us to be a part of His team. But if we get recommended by somebody, then there is a good chance that Ram will consider us. Just like Sugriva got recommended by Hanumanji, even Vibhishan gets recommended by Hanumanji. And Vibhishan not only got recommended by Hanumanji, Vibhishan got recommended by Shurpanakha also. When Shurpanakha met Lord Ram, Shurpanakha tells him, there is one black sheep in our family. There is one fellow in our family who is a disgrace to our Rakshasa Kula, and that is Vibhishan. That was the first recommendation of Vibhishan to Lord Ram. And the second recommendation was when Hanumanji comes back and Hanumanji recommends that he was the only person who stood for me. He is the only dharmic person in Lanka. That was the second recommendation. And both these recommendations helped Ram become inspired to give Vibhishan shelter. So all of us, we all need some recommendation. And Hanumanji is very good at recommending people towards Lord Ram. So let us on this very auspicious day seek shelter of Hanumanji, that he sees something good in us, though we may not have anything good, but he is compassionate towards those who are weak like Sugriva. All of us are very much weak like Sugriva. And the only good qualification Sugriva had, he was humble. Sugriva, Griva means neck, and Sugriva means the neck which bends. Because Sugriva was humble, Hanumanji considered him and he recommended him to the Lord. Similarly, let us all, in all humility, bend our necks and pray to Hanumanji that he recommends us to the Supreme Lord, so that we also get shelter of the Supreme Lord. With this, we end today's session. Hanumanji ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Hanuman Jayanti Maha Mahotsav ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.